priority bill this year, so it's obviously something that I care about. And I believe I might have prioritized it 2 or 3 years ago, and I brought a bill on voter ID. So this is something that I do have a long tradition of working towards and truly believe in. If we are going to require it to receive a prescription and not have the state pay to ensure that everybody has that access and have the potential to have individuals denied health care, how many of you were willing to vote for that? It seems many. I guess if Senator Morville wants to call me a hypocrite, there's plenty of hypocrisy to go around on this floor. Colleagues, the discussion is broader. Regardless of the bill, there are always issues that we continue to work towards. Now, I sure hope, as I said, Senator Howard, and she said she would, work between general and select to ensure that if a pharmacist knows the medical patient, they won't have to show an ID. I'm okay with that. And a number of other aspects. I'll look forward to reading those amendments and talking to her, and I am sure she'll discuss it. And with that, I'll pull AM 2115. Thank you, Mr. President.
Without objection, so ordered. Mr. Clerk.
I have nothing further to the bill, Mr. President, at this time.
Senator Chambers, you're recognized.
Mr. President, this is all I'm going to say on this bill. First of all, if this man who spoke back there knew anything about the overprescribing of opioids, he would not have equated this with fundamental health care. There are people who doctors shop, which he probably does, maybe he does know something about that. Based on other things about him, these are people who go from doctor to try to get what they can't get from one doctor, and that is not basic fundamental health care. When those of us on this floor who are seriously talking about fundamental health care, we don't come up with scatterbrained nonsense like Senator Larson did. All he did was come up here because Senator, who's talking to him now, Morante, sent him to do Morante's dirty work and carry his water. See, Senator Morante doesn't want to have the insane notion hooked around his neck that he's going to try to tie voter ID to people dealing with the opioid epidemic. Basic, fundamental health care. I know something about people who cannot procure health care. Then have some idiot on this floor mock it, play with it, and vote against it, then act like he's so concerned that he says people may not have the kind of identification necessary to get an opioid. Many times, an opioid is not the only painkiller that is available. Does he know that? No. Does he care about health care? No. He didn't introduce the bill that he... I'd like to ask Senator Larson a question, because I don't want to accuse him of something he didn't do.
Senator Larson, would you please yield?
Yes.
Senator Larson, did you introduce the bill that you prioritized?
LR1CA, no.
Who introduced it?
Senator Moranti.
Thank you. His master's voice. Why didn't he prioritize it? Now, Senator Larson can stand up here and make a mockery of a serious bill, and we knew what was going to happen that last day because the buzz was out. Morante's got Larson lined up to do this. Morante's out of here. He's trying to get a higher office, so everything goes now. Integrity? I say about him what he said Thomas Paine about George Washington. I don't know if he's a man who lost all integrity or whether he ever had any. Yeah, I'm talking, and I'm saying what's on my mind. And if somebody wants to use words, we'll use words. And as Abraham Lincoln said, if you want a duel, choose your weapons. Actually, Lincoln didn't say that, but many people do. There are serious issues that the rest of us are going to have to continue dealing with. Senator Larson can go back to his basement. He talks about the right to vote. There were election commissioners who would send cards to where he said he lived, and the cards would come back. They couldn't even find him. So then they'd send letters. Here, there, and everywhere. Then he's got the nerve to stand up here and pontificate. You all know what I'm talking about. You know more than what I'm saying now because I had documentation sent to me which I never made use of. And he knows. And he knows if I say I know something, I bet he won't challenge me to produce and lay out on this floor in one of my Erniegrams everything I've got. That's how you call the hand of somebody on the street.
1 minute.
You don't walk up to me on the street and woof at me if you're not prepared to back it up. And if you got something to show, well, you show it. And if you don't mean it, don't say it. And you learn who to mess with. You learn who you can bluff and bully. And the other people you leave alone. But if you're too dumb and you don't leave them alone, you deserve whatever you get. And as we used to say, it's a good get you got. See, you all come from a different milieu. You're not accustomed to people standing up to other people and saying what's on their mind and making them come clean or stay away dirty. You try to be nice. You try to be respectful. You try to be courteous. And you see what it gets you. Very important matters are ridiculed, made light of.
Time, Senator.
Thank you, Mr. President.
Thank you, Senator Chambers. Seeing no one else in the queue, Senator Howard, you're welcome to close.
Thank you, Mr. President, and thank you, colleagues, for the robust debate today on 931. In regards to the pharmacy issue, I am working with the Pharmacy Association to draft some language when there is a dispensing relationship, and we should have that for you all on select file. I actually want to thank all of you because last week when I knew this bill was coming up on the floor, I actually went around and tried to talk to as many of you as I could one-on-one about why this was important to me. And a lot of you took the time to share your own experiences with me on this issue. So a particular thanks to Senator Hughes, Senator Coulterman, Senator Groney, especially Senator Brewer, Senator Geist, and Senator Albright, who really did take the time to say, this is important to me too, and these are some experiences that I've had as well. To Senator Ebke, well played and well handled. To Senator Lindstrom and Keene, it has been a privilege and a pleasure to work with both of you. And for my mom, who's paying attention and told me that I looked really great today, thank you. But also, we wouldn't be having this conversation or talking about this at all without her and without Carrie. So I appreciate all of your time. I appreciate